All right, Alex. It's it's a tough time. At least Craig stuck by us, but do you want to let the viewers in on what happened to us?
Yeah, hello and welcome to Just Do It, a Dewey Brothers podcast. We bring you season 2 with a heavy heart. We were cornered by the MACC in our last episode of season 1, and we lost all of our sponsors and the OMA seal of approval. It was truly a tragedy.
Yeah, so typically I'm here recording in Mom's studio, but due to our last episode just being so violent and so against what the Mothers Approved Communications Commission, sees fit to reach the public, they kicked us out, and now we're recording in a cardboard box on the street, but still we gotta get the people the stuff that they want to hear, and that's us, of course.
So we've had to change up the podcast to a new format which complies with all the MACC rules and regulations regarding raunchiness and other bad podcasting practices. So this is a best podcasting practice podcast now.
We are looking out for the little ones and the mothers everywhere that are tuning into us. So this season is for them. So last season, totally out of there. We aren't doing it again.
That being said, Eric, how has your summer been going along? We managed to keep one sponsor of our podcast, despite the fact that we took a weed trimmer to it at the beginning of this season. It grew right back. Those homegrown hops. How are they growing back at La Chateau de Witt?
They are crazy. They have become self-sufficient and they are growing on themselves. I'm talking, we got 6 different vines just twirled around each other, and it looks like a beanstalk. I think it's gonna reach the heavens. This is also I'm gonna point out something to our viewers. So normally I would have liked to make a reference to a previously stated thing that we have on this podcast, but unfortunately for season 2, we aren't allowed to, circle back to any of those old references because, that MACC sort of boned us on it and, took away all of our previous information.
All of it has been quarantined, yeah, which is really pretty unfortunate.
It's so sad, but
the good news is we're going to float on for sure.
Us Dewey brothers, we know how to bounce back and kick it when times get tough.
We know exactly what shot to take at what time.
Like the Gretzky brothers, always shooting.
Exactly. World record holders for most goals scored in the NHL by a brother duo. Because Wayne scored like 500 and something, or 1,000 points or something like that. And his brother scored 3. So, that's pretty good.
Hey, that's a brotherly duo I want to look up to.
All right, Eric, do you want to change direction and walk on to the main topic for today?
Yeah, because everything here is pretty much all right. We're still hanging in there and having a grand old time. So let's get hopping into the main topic.
All right, the way it's going to work this season is 20 question style. I got a main topic. You got to discern what that main topic is. So this one's all on you, man. And I promise this is something that you already know, and I've just gotten inside your mind.
Okay, let's
you should be able to guess this.
Let's give it a shot. I'd like to see where we can take it. So is it an object?
It is not an object as such, no.
So it's not like tangible or anything?
Correct.
All right. Is it
I mean, you can go to it.
I can go to it. So it's pretty big. You would say larger than a bread box, correct?
I would say that it is considerably larger than a bread box, yeah.
We're talking like a place.
Essentially, yeah.
All right. Is this like a store, or is it more like a field or a mountain?
It is more like a store, except it's kind of like the stores they have at Burning Man, where it only happens at a certain time of the year.
All right, so you're saying it's a place.
Yeah.
Is it? Am I welcome there?
I think that you could definitely get there, but it would take a lot of hard work and practice.
Is it the moon?
I think Mom could also make it there, but I and Dad would have a hard time.
Oh, geez. Is it the Cool Cats Club?
It is a Cool Cats Club of sorts, absolutely. But this Cool Cats Club is in South Carolina.
So is it a university in South Carolina?
It takes place on a university in South Carolina every year.
South Carolina.
Since
So it's like
1999.
it's a concert or festival?
You could describe this as a concert or festival.
What
I
the
probably
heck?
would.
Okay, so it takes place at a university there, and
I would usually call this sort of thing a competition.
competition.
Yeah.
South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Every year.
It's annual. Is it
You and
the
Mom could go,
annual?
but Dad and I couldn't go.
Is it the annual burger flipping competition?
No, because Dad and I are both pro burger flippers. We have all the tools to burger flip, but we don't have tools to go to this competition.
Oh man, you're losing me, man. Is it the annual?
The purse is now $12,000. At least it was in 2019.
I think
Maybe you
I'm
should ask.
stuck.
Maybe you should try and figure out what they do at this thing. Maybe that'll help you figure out what it is.
All right. Is it like a sporting activity?
It is a sporting activity. Some argue the hardest of all sports, the most challenging of all of them.
But if you and Dad can't do it, that makes no sense because you guys are at your peak athletic ability. Does it require sleeping?
It takes place over multiple days, so yes, but not in the competition itself.
Dude, you are
It
killing me.
requires
Okay.
nerves of steel, straight flights. I gotta say, probably a massive amount of endurance. Takes place over 3 days in October.
Is it a Oktoberfest?
No, but I would drink lots of beer if I was doing this activity.
All right, because that takes place in September, anyways.
That's true.
Okay, so I don't know. You have me stumped at this whole you and Dad can do it, but I can't.
No, we can't, but you and Mom can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, there's no way we'd be able to compete. We don't even have the right tools, but you and Mom do.
Is it a disc golf thing?
It is. It's the United States Disc Golf Championship, held every year in Winthrop University in Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Holy crap, that took way too long. That was hard.
It really did. I'm kind of disappointed in you. I think Mom would be disappointed too.
I mean, hey, that's fair, and we do love our moms.
Did you know that the disc golf competition, the Disc Golf Regulatory Administration, is the PDGA instead of the PGA?
Well, yeah, it has disc golf instead of golf.
You want to know a fun fact about the Pro Disc Golf Association?
Yes.
It is temporarily unavailable. Interesting.
Ooh, I love that. I love how they're really supportive of 404.
Yeah, it's a solid connection. If okay, I'll just pull the numbers up off the top of my brain. It is definitely not a all dudes organization because they're very proud of their like 7% female
Ooh, that's a
makeup. They have 7% of their members are ladies. So disc golf is definitely an inclusive sport that has no problems being something that only frat bros do.
yeah. No, that's very true. That's valid. What else? No, it's surprising that you said it's a. So what kind of championship is held there?
The United States Disc Golf Championship is held in South Carolina on Rock Hill.
Okay. That makes sense because there's a national championship as well, and that one bounces around.
Gotcha. The guy who first won it in 1999, Ken Klimo, won by 15 shots.
What? That is wild.
And then just 4 years later, Barry Schultz won after a 10-hole sudden death playoff against Ken Klimo.
Oh my god. Okay, that's pretty sweet that they have like sudden death rounds. It's a shootout. It's practically a shootout.
Absolutely.
And all the best sports have shootouts. Like let's see.
Shooting, for instance. Ski
shooting.
All things
archery.
Shooting. Yeah.
Hockey. Let's see. Curling. Disc golf and polo.
Polo has shootouts? I'm intrigued.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's where they just beat each other up because they have mallets in there on horses and why not?
I was thinking of water polo.
Oh, of course. Come on, no. That's a barbaric sport right there. You need class to be a polo boy.
So, well, that concludes our main topic. Very interesting this week. Give us your pro golfer, disc golfer shout outs, and let us know in the comment section why it's way better than normal golf.
It is. We all know it, so please reaffirm
Far
our
superior. I mean,
knowledge.
it's just so much more challenging.
Oh God, yeah.
It takes way more skill. The putter and the mid-range disc are almost different to each other.
And they're practically the same.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have any idea how different drivers fly? Minuscule amounts.
That's fair. Especially when you have people like us throwing them, and it's all over the place.
Oh, I bring, when I go to the disc golf course, Eric, you know me, I bring a 17 disc set because that's the number of discs you're legally allowed to carry. I bring the maximum.
And you might as
No
well.
duplicates.
You might as well have them all if you can.
Well, I mean, I make my caddy carry them. Just like leaving a bag of discs on the ground next to where your next shot. I mean, that's just unacceptable on such pristine courses as
That's
some
true.
University in South Carolina.
Obviously. All right. So
with our main topic wrapped up.
Yep.
Is it time to move on to our next segment?
It definitely is. And I know typically you'd be expecting us to walk into the boulevard of breaking it down. However, this season, we're changing up the format. And Alex and I are going to be writing original songs with a given theme. So what's
this week's theme is gunfighter ballads. Some sort of wild western tale, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Apparently, the MACC told us that we couldn't just keep using other people's work and that we needed to instead, under their best practice guidelines, come up with our own original slam poetry. So that's what this essentially is.
So this is slam poet, but it's poetry to a particular theme. Yeah, it's just more, what's the word I'm looking for? Melodious, if you will.
All right, Eric. What is the name of your song?
Oh, I wrote a little old ditty called Old Partners.
It sounds very nice. Mine is called The Story of Eric the Kid. It's it's a pretty good piece. It's about a rapscallion.
I could see that. Rapscallions are they're pretty famous in, old Western, old-timey shooter style songs, as well as,
It's all about the outlaws that get done in by their own gun at the end of the day, because it turns out you can't be a running gun.
You can't be a running gun. If you guys are going to take anything away from this week, which, every episode that we put out now has to have a theme or a takeaway to, have the youth look up to and gain positive knowledge, because that's how the MACC works. It's going to be don't run and gun.
Exactly. Don't run with a gun. You're going to trip and fall and shoot yourself in the foot. No running and gunning. Every time.
All right. Do you want me to start off? I think.
How about you start us off? I heard you have some sweet instruments. I think you should let loose.
All right. Okay, that's a little breakdown here. Old partners. Well, old partners round this town, they always go popping out when the sun go down. Them dirty boys, them gristly hags, those wily old bags. These punters round here stay out from the sun, 'cause they smart enough to avoid old sheriff's gun. So come on, grab your whiskey and shoot that instead. When the old punters come out, I'd rather be in bed. Them dirty boys, them gristly hags, those wily old bags. The old partners are ready for the showdown at noon. Whole sheriff's posse trying to bring their doom. And you can't find me drinking at the old saloon. So come on. Sit, have a drink, and we can have a ball. Let them old partners and sheriffs duke it out. Maybe they kind enough to give us a quick shout, and when it's all done, maybe we can all get down for some fun. It's the Old West. Might as well be our best. It's down to pig iron and time to light the prairie fires. It's time to ride and keep the horses coming. Old partners be out and about, but in the West it's time to party down.
Oh, that was pretty good. I like it. It's all about partying on in the West with the old partners. That's very good.
Oh yeah, the old partners. I mean, hey, you got the sheriffs and the partners,
Mhm.
and they're gonna do their thing. But remember, at the end of the day, you gotta stick together in the wild, wild west.
All right, you ready? You ready for this, Eric? Ready for some gunfighter ballad inspired music?
Yeah, I wanna hear what Eric the Kid's up to.
Okay. I'll tell you a story of Eric the Kid and a podcast the law strictly forbid. In the town of Almosa is where we'll begin, where a boy pulls a mic up to his chin. He calls out, "Hey Rosa, I've advice for you all. I promise this guidance not dubious at all." By this time, the townsfolk had gathered around, and young Eric wasted no time with his sound. One night he found himself cornered in the saloon, done in by suspect advice on Typhoon. Now Eric drew his microphone up to his face and let loose at an incredible pace. His lyrics, oh, they rapidly found their mark. The two buddies came tumbling down in the dark. Now Eric the Kid was a man on the run. He didn't have time to think what he'd done. The good Sheriff Alex was hot on his heels. Who knew the trouble a podcast reveals? They met in the desert under the full moon. The disses they flew from dune to dune. And in the end, Eric was brought down by a killer yo mama joke, the best that was around. So the moral of that
Woo!
story is um, don't go around giving dubious advice on podcasts because you might find yourself cornered by the locals and then you have to outwit them with a battle of rap so deadly that it's actually a crime to defend yourself with such dangerous weapons.
Wow, I mean, because remember, your biggest tool is not the gun on your hip in the old West times.
It's the
It's the
microphone.
words in your mouth.
Exactly. It's those hot lyrics coming straight out of your mouth.
Wow, Alex, I gotta say, it's it's a segment. I'll give you that.
It exists. Join us
So
next time when we do even worse things to songs.
yeah, I'm thinking next week is the reggae.
Sounds good to me. Something about coconut trees?
So guys, we're gonna be trying to do a reggae style song next week. So tune in and please let us know which song was better.
But yeah, let us know if we should never do this segment ever again, or if you're down for the next one.
And we already know you're down to clown in the old West town. All right,
Absolutely.
sounds good. Let's skip the on out of the West and
Exactly. And
into what? Taking some more questions
oh, yeah,
because
exactly.
that's the majority of our podcast.
Primetime advice from two brothers that know it all. Questions from the internet. Solid gold.
All right, you find
Oh,
anything
I
in
got a good
those
one. You
abandoned
ready, Eric?
mines? Yeah.
You ready for this? When is the right time to tell a highway it's adopted? Hashtag Ask Twitter.
Oh, that's good because you always see the signs when you're driving like adopt a highway.
Mhm.
They really it's sad and unfortunate that all these civil engineers out there that are designing these roads and giving birth to them don't stick around to raise them right. So, I mean, I think you got to start them as young as possible. They probably know it. I know that those highways go to school with other highways, and I mean it's only fair. Because I don't know how many highways I've seen that aren't adopted, so I can count that on my hand. So the majority of them are adopted, and they understand. They're very mature at young ages.
I mean, the main highways are like owned by the state. They're doing great. It's just some of those side highways that, I mean, some of the best highways I know are adopted. They're in some of the most picturesque places. And since they're so remote, the system really has failed them. And what I find is that the quicker you break it to a highway that they're adopted, the better, especially when you phrase it as they're in a more financially responsible position now that they have been adopted by like the Rotary Club or whatever.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough go, but when they know that the person who adopted them you're looking out for their best interest, and they can understand that. They know that the state would probably neglect them and put them on the back burner for a few culvert jobs here and there. So it's a tough go, but they'll be appreciative. They might be a little shocked at first, but definitely get used to it.
Yeah, however you need to make the money for those cosmetic upgrades, that's how you do it.
Oh yeah, trust me, because most highways are very, very superficial. They're just happy with getting enough money for a new paint job.
I mean, they really are superficial. That's like most of it. I mean, yeah, there's some fill and stuff down in like the low bits, but it's really
it's mostly
just
asphalt and
covering,
whatnot.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, and striping, but trust us, they're gonna take it lightly. You know it. They're all gold diggers at the end of the day. I mean, not dug out of gold or anything, more like a nice steel bucket, but
all right, well,
it's something.
The answer is as quick as possible. Is when you want to tell a highway that it's adopted, because it's actually a very beneficial thing for the highway, and
they will love you for it.
Happy that someone's looking out for them, because I know lots of highways that just aren't that fortunate, and
they're very neglected and sad.
And it's really bad that the system does that sort of thing to highways. So, Eric, do you have any questions that you fished up from the internet?
I wrangled one big bad boy, and this might be a little racy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What is the worst way you can come up with to dispose a dead body?
The worst way to dispose a dead body?
Worst.
Mailing
I know
it
the
to
best,
the police department.
but that's not the question. So, I mean, if you're wondering what my idea is, the worst way to dispose of it, so there's a dead body you have, you're going to put it up on a big stick and parade it through downtown. That's how you dispose of it.
I mean, then you still have it at the end of the day.
Oh, and then you just sort of leave it. Why not?
Where? Like illegal dumping? People
crap,
illegally
you're
dump
right.
bodies all the time. That seems like a pretty reasonable way to get rid of a body. Besides
no,
suspect marching downtown, I think the worst way to do it is to mail it directly to your local police department. Just find a big cardboard box, write your return address very clearly on it.
Oh, you need the return address.
You need the return address in case, you don't want the mail system to lose your dead body. And then you just mail it straight to the police. They'll take care of it for you. Problem solved.
Yeah, that is disposed of.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
raises absolutely zero questions about your own personal record.
You could also prop it up like on your front lawn or whatever with a free sign on it.
Ooh, that's also good.
I think someone would take it for you.
I hope so.
I mean, and that's disposed of, and
Worst
you're
case,
all set.
Gets eaten by vultures and then kind of decomposes in 3 to 5 months.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, you feed a family of hungry vultures, and you don't have a body no more.
That's way better than marching it through town. I agree. Who is this? Whose question is this?
Oh, this is the user Dasmista.
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 There's 2 great options for you. You can either mail it to your local police department, and again, make sure your return address is on there, because you don't want it to accidentally get jumbled up. And don't bother, dead bodies, it turns out, aren't liquids or anything, so you don't have to mark any of that when they ask. And then the other option is a big free sign. I know at least one person that would take a body, no questions, if it was free for the right price.
Yeah, why not? At least one.
Yeah.
But also for the mailing it in, make sure you have enough stamps.
Because, you're gonna need a lot of stamps.
It's quite a bit of weight.
Probably don't go with stamps. Just get a really big flat rate box, because bodies are heavy.
Oh, you're right. Get a flat rate box and get all your stuff. I bet the Postal Service would love to help you out at that. Yeah. All right, Alex, you got any other questions?
I'm all set, but again, one more to Dasmista or whatever their name was. Well, I was just trying to get some context-aware clues here.
I mean, hey, this person just they have a dead body. They're trying to look for us to find a way to get rid of it in a very worst way, which I think we did.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I think you said you didn't have any more questions?
No, I'm all out. The well was pretty dry this week.
Okay, well, I got one question here, and it's going to bring a tear to my eye, but
is it bad timing?
Let's see. Do OEM John Deere mower deck belts come with a white coating, fabric mesh, on the outside? 62C deck. The old belt was all black, but the new belt came with the white coating. Oh man, Alex, it
I don't
just brings
know.
a tear to my eye.
That's not a question that I can answer,
I can't either. And due to recent terrible news, I recently discovered that the Pimp My Tractor boys, they're gone.
Yeah, both of them passed horribly last week. Last weekend in in unrelated accidents. Alex died while wiring up a new farm sentinel system that is supposed to protect your farm at all costs from any invaders, and he accidentally crossed the 270 volt 5,000 amp power supply with the
Oh
ground.
no.
He just got fried instantly. It was a tragedy.
Oh, poor Alex.
I know.
Well, I do know Eric Diggity Dog of famous Chromium Cassius lineage.
What happened to him? I heard I was assuming he'd be able to answer this question for us.
I mean, I know he would. He is a master at this sort of things, but it's a heavy heart to say that he passed due to complications of mesothelioma and other lung issues. I believe it's from his asbestos intake as well as the 12 packs of cigarettes.
Yeah, I knew those 12 packs of cigarettes a day weren't good for him.
It's tough. And then also something about a whole large lump of direct chrome to the veins. He thought it was the cure, and instead it turned his veins into solid chrome.
You can't inject chrome into your veins. It's not good for
you. However, I will say he does have a very, very shiny open casket.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I went. It was I blinded most of the audience, even digitally. Just set their screens to white.
Beautiful stuff. I mean, yeah, he was his. I heard that the Pimp My Tractor company, which I don't know who's gonna be able to run it these days, but they're gonna put up his body in memoriam just because it's already a statue because of the chrome.
They were just gonna leave it outside with a free sign on it. They already mailed Alex to the police department, so.
Oh no, it's terrible. All right, but yeah, heavy heart to say the Pimp My Tractor boys are done. They're dead. Their legacy will live on, and we hope that they at least brought some joy to everyone's hearts while they were around.
Are we out of questions in our solemn podcast here?
I mean, I think I gotta give this guy an answer, so I'm gonna say sure.
Yeah,
it's right. All John Deere mower deck belts come with white coating.
Why wouldn't I? The last one, I don't know. I haven't seen any.
I'm going out on a limb and saying yes. I'm sorry. You can probably look it up online. I mean, I feel like John Deere has a site. I mean, what little I do know about tractors and mowers is strictly Pimp My Tractor related, so I can't really help you here.
Exactly.
Sorry, guys.
Nothing I can tell
you. This might be the one I can't answer.
That's really unfortunate. With that terrible disappointment, do you want to move on to our next segment?
Yeah. We're moving on.
Okay, thank goodness.
I'm gonna get bogged down in this crap. Okay.
Much like how the disc golf championship rotates to the same golf course every year, we're going back to more news, and our new news segment: bull racing and marble riding.
Because, as you know, those are the only sports that we care about at this current point in time.
They're the only sports anyone should ever care about, with the exception of disc golf.
And
only for like those 3 days in October. The rest of the disc golf competitions were meaningless.
You're right. So also, if there's a slow events coming up in forward weeks, if we don't have any other news sport, I suppose you and I could create a sport of our own and discuss it.
I suppose that's true. That is also true. But right now, we're still jam-packed with announcements.
Oh my gosh, you would not believe what's going on the pro bull riding circuit, dude. Oh my gosh. So we got the PBR.
How is I'm legit too? I need to know. Put another $200,000 on him this week.
That's good. He is hot. He's coming out. He's roaring, baby.
Woo.
So we actually got the PBR Monster Energy Team Challenge. All right.
Okay.
So this is a team challenge composed up of 48 different athletes.
Oh my!
They're their scores are not going to go into the current pro standings. Of course, this is more just like a fun event thing.
Do they also have like celebrities? This is like bull riding, but also bull riding with like Michael Phelps. That's like their
No.
like they do in
Although
golf.
they
'Cause
actually
that would be pretty cool.
occasionally they don't ride bulls and they just ride pro athletes.
Oh, okay.
So I've heard Shaq has a very high buck off rate.
That's good. That's
And
a good
and Madam Albright is almost at a 0. It's unfortunate, but
I mean, it
it's all right.
depends on the athlete you draw. You know, you never know what celebrity you're going to get. It really comes down to the draw.
You're right. I mean, hey, it's tough. You know, Michael Jordan's buck off rate is not what it used to be. Yeah, so we got a bunch of teams. You got Team Cooper Tires, Team Union Home Mortgage, Team Can-Am. I'm a fan of that one. Team Yeti. Ooh, they got good stuff right there.
Sponsored by Yeti Coolers.
Oh, you bet.
Nice.
And you got Team Las Vegas, Team Wrangler, all the good ones, really. So I know I'm a Yeti guy. The way it works is you get three riders a day, and it's sort of like a head-to-head bracket style. And
that's extra cool.
Oh, very, very cool. So we got a few just complete smokeouts. I'm talking Team Can-Am versus Team Wrangler, just 347 points to Zilcho.
Ooh, blew them up.
Yeah, their qualified rides just weren't. They didn't have any good rides that week. So yeah, it's gonna be a competition throughout the summer. Looking to be very exciting.
That's very great. Yeah, cool. So is there anything else to this or?
No, that's about it. It's basically pool play right now. They're just testing it out, and July 12th is going to be the championship.
Ooh, I can't wait to hear more about this. In
I will
marble
let you in.
racing, we have had so many updates. Cravendale Cup, last marble standing, something about freshness of milk. The current rankings are, after 2 events, we're now in the 3rd event, long jump is already concluded. So I believe there are 5, 6 events, something like that. So we're over halfway through the Cravendale Cup. Grays of Glory, 14 points, is in the lead. Team Purity, 13 points. Dairy Dash, 10 points. The Semi Skimmers, 10 points. The Freshers, 8 points. And unfortunately, Milky Madness, tied for 5th place, 8 points. So, I mean, it's been pretty shaken up, and Grays of Glory is looking to be way out in the front. And in Marbula E, the race that we all know, first of all, my Jag boys did not have the world's best race. They were 8th.
They had a race.
In a first for Marbula E racing, Audi Sport, ABT Schaeffler, whatever, DNF. They crashed. They were just kept thrown right out of the course by
I saw that.
A shady knockout by Venturi Racing.
Yeah, I heard about this one. I don't know if
the judges ruled it wasn't
right.
It wasn't fair play. I think that Rocket Venturi Racing should be kicked out.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. You're like totaling this poor marble. It's not right.
The current standings are Mercedes-Benz in first, BMW I Andretti Motorsport in second, my Panasonic Jaguar Racing in 5th, which I'm pretty happy about, 29 points. They're like, 20 points. Mercedes is just killing it. And all the way down at the bottom, we have Envision Virgin Racing with 1 point because they're bad. So Marbula E, sponsored by Envision Virgin Racing, will continue. I don't exactly know where they're going next week, but it is going to be exciting. It's going to be fast, and Jakarta was one heck of a race.
Oh my gosh. Endless entertainment for sure. All right. I mean, that's all we got in pro bull racing and marble riding.
Is it time to thank our sponsors?
You're right. And I'm sticking by our boys over at Homegrown Hops. They're growing. They're the fiercest, most DeWitt-friendly podcasting sponsor we could ever have, and we thank them so much.
I have to thank Adopted Highways. Sometimes just getting out of the system is what you need, and you should be upfront and forward with your highways. Adopted Highways.
There's also a new sponsor that I just picked up, and this. Am I reading this right? Yes, it's actually Western Dueling Songs.
Mm-hmm.
they're making a comeback, and they're sponsoring us. They think that we're the perfect outlet to get their name out there. And so everyone, go listen to a beautiful Western song, much better than whatever you heard on this podcast.
With that in mind, everyone, we need you to go out there, strap in some ski boots, and do some strength training. The summer is no time to slouch. We want you hopping back and forth both directions, boys. Get those ski boots a flexing. And on the Little League field front, these summer storms coming in, grass looking real good, but you got to keep it that way. Get that bad boy trimmed up nice and level. With all that being said, welcome to season 2 of Just Do It, a Dewey Brothers podcast. Thanks for sticking along for this rough first episode in solemn sadness. Mother approved message of the week is to rise above and always adopt highways and take good care of them.
And as well as never, what was that thing about a gun? Don't run with a gun.
Don't run with a gun. Never go running with guns. So this has been Just Do It. I'm Alex.
I'm Eric.
And for the love of God, man,
just send it.
We're done. We're obviously professional podcasters. I think that could have gone. It was pretty terrible.
Sorry, Craig. I really wish that when we lost all of our sponsors, we also lost Craig.
Oh my God, Eric, that's the worst thing I've ever heard. That's no way. That's MACC approved. The good news is the MACC can't reach us back here.
We're still them good old Dewey brothers.